best friend is the mass murderer. We don't find that out tonight, but we do find more nails. We're talking about that right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes, hello and welcome all of the marshmallows out there. Yes.
Sound effects.
We are talking episode 5, losing streak of Veronica Mars season 4. I'm your host, Kelsey Hightower, and with me are two of the original marshmallows. We've got Chae Jones and Lauren Mayo.
Hey guys.
Ladies, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Overall thoughts of this episode.
Before we get to overall thoughts, I have to introduce you, Miss Kelsey Hightower over here. We gotta introduce our leader.
Co-hosting right here. We're just excited to be talking about Veronica Mars. We are all obsessed. This has been a long time coming. Big fans, and we are just excited to have it back. And I know a lot of people have been binge watching, and we are doing this one at a time. We're doing on the slow train, and we are excited to keep it moving.
The slow train, I like that.
I know. Okay, so episode 5, we are talking tonight about the relationship between Clyde and Keith, and also Nicole and Veronica. Are they getting too close to their suspects? Plus, we're going to be chatting about therapy, Logan, and Weevil's involvement. Plus, we have our special segment, as always, Breaking Glass. And we've got some news, and we've got a special shout out. So that's our show coming up tonight. But before we do that, have you guys thought of overall thoughts yet on this episode?
Yes.
Okay. What are they? Share. Spill the tea.
Overall, I'm glad Veronica now knows about her dad's memory loss issues that he's been having, and I definitely called dementia.
You did.
Yeah, I really called that. I was so happy. Obviously not happy, but I was happy to be right.
Right.
Yeah. Happy to be right. Let me get that clear.
Good clarification.
But it's so sad. He's 56. Keith, you can't do me like this.
He's young. She's right.
Very young.
It's the new 19, right? And that might be a stretch, but he's still so young when you think about 50s. It's hard to see him go through that. Lauren, what were your favorite moments?
That is really weird, though. He's 56. I wonder, that sucks. I know it's TV. I'm getting all invested. What could we have done differently in these 56 years
Not
to prevent
getting in
this?
a car accident, apparently.
But,
I feel like that was the thing that jump-started it.
But Keith, he's just so strong. He's still strong, but I just can't picture him being not in control.
That's true.
So I love that we're seeing this side of him, or we're going to see it later, of him having to let people help him.
Yeah, and I think that's something all of the Mars have in common, is very independent, and it's hard to let people in and let people help you. And it's hard to see them weak because they're such strong characters and so powerful. But I know, any other thoughts before we jump in?
The bombs, it's just beginning to be a lot.
It really is. Yeah. It's every single episode. You think, okay, this is this episode, and then you're like, okay, another one. Yeah. But then it just happens in every single episode that we watch. It's are we going to expect it for the next episode too? That's for predictions. Don't say anything yet, ladies.
We'll save it.
So speaking of Keith, I think that because of the memory loss and the older age, he's gotten a different perspective on life, and maybe this is why he's becoming closer to Clyde. How do we feel about this relationship? That's just, they're going duck hunting, they're hanging out, Clyde's coming over to, the office. What are your thoughts on this?
I love Clyde.
Yeah, you do?
He's I know he's probably bad, but he's just so cute. And he's also J.K. Simmons. So I already kind of love him naturally. Yeah. I feel like he's so, likable, even when he's evil. I love him so much. And I don't think he got away with that whole bone thing, by the way.
I think that was planted.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a setup. I felt a little nervous watching Keith do that, because I think that he is, as he is losing his memory, I don't want him to slip up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about that.
Chae,
do you have anything? It looks like you're thinking. It looks like you've got some thoughts.
I mean, I have thoughts on lots of things.
Do you want to talk about the Nicole and Veronica relationship?
No, we can stay on Clyde before we get to Nicole and Veronica, because I don't like Veronica and Nicole. But I think the similarities of that are, you can see a lot of why their friendships are actually culminating? There it is.
There, yep. Yes.
Culminating.
Good word.
Because I know, I study.
I like that.
You can see why, like, both relationships are culminating with each other. They do have a lot of things in common. They're almost, where Clyde technically is a bad guy, he does have a very, I feel, moral code within himself that he follows. And granted, he did rob bombs, so I don't know how big of that moral code there is.
Right.
But, Veronica and Nicole share the sexual assault thing they have in common, and how they, had to become stronger as women to get past it, or at least live a semi-normal life. There it is.
Do you think that because they have that to relate to with each other, that Veronica is going to maybe look over or overlook maybe some of the things that Nicole's doing?
No.
Do you think that Keith would?
Yeah.
For Clyde?
Yeah.
I want to say no, but maybe. It's a possibility. I won't really give it a full yes. I would say it's a possibility of an option.
Yeah, Lauren.
I kind of think Veronica and Keith are going to keep each other in check. Like, they're playing this, like, my friend wouldn't do it, your friend wouldn't do it. So I think they're going to kind of help each other, or at least try to stay in check. Like, hey, they're still a suspect. Like, oh, Nicole's still a suspect. But I don't know. I think Veronica's really going to empathize with her a lot. Like, I think it's going to be hard for her to digest, but we'll see.
I mean, but this is still Veronica, so her trust in others isn't exactly high.
I guess me personally, I just want Veronica to have a good girlfriend, someone to hang out with, because she is. But when you're in this business, you can't really trust anybody.
Except for Wallace.
Wallace has always been there, and I know we briefly talked about this in our news segment on the last episode. But Mac is usually her girlfriend, the person that she has trusted and leaned on, and I feel like maybe Lauren, like you're saying, Nicole almost seems like that kind of friend. Not in that Matt could really help Veronica throughout the seasons, whereas Nicole is more there to be like, I've been through that myself. But yeah, you see them shooting guns. You see them talking about their past, like getting getting high, like making fun games out of the home. The
trophy. I would say trophy wife.
Yeah. The housewarming party that Wallace throws at the yuppies. Yeah. So you see that like relationship going, but that's an interesting. I feel like that's new to the season where we see them both like having close friends, where we don't normally see this all the time. I think on Veronica Mars.
I mean, because Keith kind of technically only has Cliff.
Granted,
having Cliff ain't bad. I'm just saying, only when you see him most of the time with, seriously, is Cliff.
Yeah. Dangerous game. Okay, so Veronica's other only friend is her boyfriend and almost fiance, Logan. This time we see therapy Logan in this episode.
And Broadway.
And Broadway, Logan.
I respect a man who understands his plays. That's very sexy.
He's
okay. Veronica, look out! She's coming for your man.
I would.
And therapy, Logan. I think that's such a nice, soft quality that he has in this episode. Ladies, thoughts?
I love him.
I thought that was a nice little reflective time to actually just understand that Logan has been through therapy himself, so he definitely understands it a little bit more than Veronica does, and obviously is trying to have her come to terms with her dad's decision. Whether she does close down Mars' investigation or she keeps it up herself, he's going to leave regardless. He doesn't want to put what they do into jeopardy.
Yeah. And even if he chooses not to leave, it's probably best for you to just respect his wishes, I think is what he's trying to say. Like, that would put him at ease to, like, know that you're safe. And he doesn't really need any extra stress with the dementia thing.
But he does bring about a very good question. Is Veronica happy doing what she's doing?
I know. I think it kind of hit her when he asked that question. But I think it made her say, I am, it made her visualize and picture what life would be like without the two men that she loves and the only people in the world that she loves that much. And I think that made her like really upset and made her open up a little bit. And that was, I don't know if it probably needed to happen, I guess.
It definitely did.
Yeah. That conversation was hot and heavy. And do you think that that's going to help them grow together? Because they're still, I feel like, on rocky roads this episode. Right? Is it only me?
I mean, not so much rocky as like I said, I keep saying that I think they're really trying to discover who they are. Because even though Logan has been home for the last 5 years, off and on, not as much on or in the house, because she had to figure out who she still knows who she is as a person, an individual, versus who she is as Veronica in a couple relationship with Logan. And that's still a question I don't think she's answered.
That's very different too. Yeah.
It's very different from being yourself on your lonesome to now being in a relationship with another person. And in some ways, especially in a relationship, you can't be selfish. That is the whole point of a relationship. It's about compromising and give and take, and a lot of everybody give and take, and not just taking.
I feel like we're in Chae therapy right now, and I love it.
Yes.
I try.
But
I know, but I get it, though. I understand. I definitely feel like this might make Veronica maybe seek a little bit of therapy herself to figure out where she's going to stand with Logan, and especially if maybe she finds somebody who doesn't know her history as in depth, and she can actually just give it out to another third person. I feel like that would help her too. She's been holding on to so many things since she was 16 years old.
Right, and she's never gone through therapy or anything like that. It's always like independent. I'm a strong woman, but it's okay to still be a strong, powerful person, woman, woman, man. That's all. I ran out of all of it. But it's a strong person, and ask for help. I think that's where we're going kind of with this season and with this episode is just because you ask for help, just because you go to therapy, that does not mean that you're weaker or that you're lesser of a person.
That makes you stronger of a person because you recognize that within yourself.
Yeah, self-awareness is everything. I do think she's definitely going to go to therapy because that's why it's kind of become like this self-deprecating joke that he makes with her. I don't know. I think they're kind of, writing-wise, they're setting the stage for her to have to seek some kind of therapy. So I definitely see that coming.
And I like that. I'm with you on that one, Lauren. Because we haven't chatted with you in the chat yet, we have been talking about Leo versus Logan, and I just have to know where you stand if you've been or a Piz fan. Like, I just need to know where you stand on Veronica's relationships. Which team are you for?
Logan.
Thank you.
All the way? Since day one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, though, for real, right?
There was no question for me.
As much as you love Piz, he was just like a puppy.
Yeah, I'm loyal. So, never wavering. Love you,
Love. We talked about this in the last episode.
That's our ship name. Seriously, it's Love. It is legit the first two letters of their name.
Oh, I missed that. Oh my gosh, you guys are brilliant.
Fate. It's written.
Y'all need to send that to Rob Thomas.
Oh no, this is something the fans have coined for years.
I've never caught that.
That's why a lot of some of the pictures say true love and the L's
LV.
capitalized and the V's capitalized.
Oh my god, I thought y'all just made that up. I never knew that. I'm new to the social game though. I wasn't a cool kid. I couldn't get on Twitter, but we'll unpack that later.
We'll unpack that later in our next therapy session with Chae.
I try.
Okay, so in this episode, let's dig into Weevil, because that was one of the big points in this episode, was that we found out that Weevil is actually involved. We have been kind of on edge as to figuring out if he has any involvement or not, and we've seen Veronica approach him several times. He's denied it. She still has this feeling she always is right. She said that in one of the episodes already, and she had to not blackmail, but she had to.
She blackmailed.
In a way, you know, set this poor kid up to get him to talk. And Chae is already shaking her fingers. So, Chae, what are you thinking about this?
I'm shaking because you called him a poor kid. That kid is not a poor kid. That kid just needs Jesus. And, like, he needs to get a whooping. That's what he needs in his life.
I know. But Veronica Mars' wrath, like, that's not anything I'd put on anybody.
Mm-mm.
Well, when you deserve it, I have no sympathy for you. Like, when you tried to hold me at knife point.
That's true.
Then you tried to gang up on me with your dudes just to make you a bigger man. Like, you actually had control in the situation.
Ooh, she brought up the quotation marks.
Because, really, little boy? I will run you up inside the street, okay?
Yeah. I don't have sympathy for him either, because that was a little much. And like she said, like, do you have to insult me as you're mugging me?
Right? Like, there's no reason for that.
Just
like,
mug me.
You can just
nicely,
mug me.
You know? No need for the cursing while you're mugging me. I don't know. It's a little much.
That's true. So, but we also find out that Clyde is the one who's handing out the money to the PCHers. Yes?
This is where I stand on that.
Okay.
Because I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
However, part of me feels like Juan Diego was using that as an excuse.
You think that he's giving her misinformation?
Not so much that maybe, like, while Weevil might know, I don't think he's directly involved.
But the PCHers are involved.
Like, in a way, almost reminiscent of season 2 a little bit when Thumper was kind of undermining Weevil.
Right.
I feel like it's more in the essence of that. Because even though, granted, we don't know all of what Weevil has been through the last 5 years, besides his wife and daughter is not around anymore, I don't think even Veronica has the full knowledge of just why his wife and daughter aren't there. And it could be something even traumatic than she knows. But, you know, when she's mad, you're going to feel her wrath.
That's very true. So, but either way, so the PCHers, you do agree, are still doing the petty crimes.
Yes.
And Clyde is the one that's giving them the cash to do it. The crisp $100 bills.
Give me some $100 bills.
I know. Just hand those out.
How she hasn't spent that yet. She's been carrying those $600 around.
Isn't that the truth?
She's a better woman than me.
Yeah, that would have definitely been in the bank.
I know.
I would have returned all the walls, but I would have kept that Christmas $100.
Yeah, here's your wallet. Sorry, the money's gone. It must have fallen right out. And then we also see Maddie come back into the picture. So I've been calling her little Veronica Mars, and she has she's like a mini me version. Obviously not ever gonna replace her, but it's very cute to see her, you know, following in the path. And she gets this little boy Owen to find out information because he's a computer genius, and that was such a cute little a scene that they did together, and just kind of her playing him and stuff. But through that, we find out that it brings us full circle to Phoenix Land Trust. Do you guys remember that?
Castry Casablancas.
I love it.
That was great
writing.
writing. That I mean, I remember that because as soon as they said it, I was like, oh, Beaver. Oh, I remember this. What did happen to that? But yeah, we're now full circle, and Big Dick has reaping all the rewards from that. And so they are using this company to try to buy out all of the businesses on the boardwalk. And it's kind of like a scam.
Yeah.
It is a scam. So we find that big information out there at the end, and that's kind of where the show leads us.
Question. I just want to get you guys' opinion. Do y'all trust Maddie? Because I don't trust her at all.
Oh, interesting. Because
I do not know why. I don't know if it's because I've seen her in something else. It's something about her. I'm not all the way on board. I'm like, I just feel like, yeah, she seems really like, I don't know. She seems dirty.
So when she goes back and forth between the pizza guy to Veronica to the police station, which that doesn't, I don't know, necessarily count, but it does seem there's something fishy about it. But I feel like when she came clean to Veronica saying, hey, I went and told like all the secrets, it kind of made me more sympathetic to her again.
I don't know.
You still think there's something
It's something just off with her. I don't know. Mark my words.
My words.
She does remind me of Veronica, but granted, you did see her dad blow up, so she has a right to her anger.
Yeah, no.
She has a right to like, obviously everything that's happening, I don't know, I don't feel that, but I also could kind of see where you're coming from, but I also feel like it's just more that she's like Veronica Mars light. I'm just gonna call her that. Veronica Mars light. And she just, man, she seriously sometimes reminds me exactly, because she's cunning, she's smart, she's witty, but she's in a way still missing the edginess of who Veronica Mars is. And that's what's missing for me. Because, like, you don't just roll up on Alpha Jolly Amusements not knowing the background of that. Like, so in a way, she does remind me of Veronica, but in a much more naive way, I will say.
Yes, very naive, very careless with the spray paint, and she's just asking to be caught there. So, kind of like our other careless friend, the pizza man. I think that he is about to go through some trouble because Clyde put that duck. I mean, I don't know who it is. I'm going to call, well, we can talk about this in predictions, but someone put the duck in his bed.
As he was getting freaky with Carol.
Yes, Lauren, you thought it was something else.
Well, I just kept thinking it was the boa. I literally paused and I was like, wait, what? A duck? Because she's like the beak. I'm like, what? Just because he was referencing the resident in his property with the boa constrictor.
That's true.
So I thought maybe he was like, it was his. I don't know. I just, like, a duck. I get it, but...
For
I thought
a
it was
second,
a bird.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I thought it was a duck.
I thought it was a bird.
Well, originally...
Gretchen, I ain't trying to get that close to the screen to look, so...
That's true. I know. Zoom. I originally thought it was going to be a nail. And that would have been either planted or that he would have had something involved with. But it wasn't. That's what I thought originally. What we did see was more nails at the bombing that happened at Comrad Quacks.
Yeah, Veronica found a nail. And Vinny Van Lowe was just being Vinny. Like, he decides to try to interview Chief Langdon, which I just found was just perfect.
That scene when Chief Langdon is asking questions and then Vinny is asking different questions back to her. I was like, genius!
With the same notebook, basically.
I know! It was great.
Now what do you think happened
Yeah.
here?
Yes.
I love Vinny so much as a character. I love it when I see him. He just brings just the funny with him all the time.
Yeah.
And it was almost the same thing with seeing Wallace be a teacher. And it was interesting because, he went to school for engineering, but now he's teaching at Neptune High. And that's why he's so excited about the field trip, because it's kind of what he wanted to do. And then having the whole scene with Maddie and Owen, and he's like shaking his head because, like, I'm pretty sure he's reminiscing about the times that Veronica would just coax you up to him and just, say those words.
I'm being used right now.
It's a slippery slope, Owen. It's a slippery slope. You're going down it.
Watch out for the ladies. They might just be using you.
Yeah, that was a really cute scene.
That was like one of the
poor
more
Owen.
favorites, so.
Never stood a chance.
I know. Any other thoughts on the episode? Any other of your favorite moments that you want to talk about?
The Carr brother still being alive was surprising. Like, just one of them. I mean, the skinny version one. He was still alive, apparently. I'm like, okay, Maloof, so they didn't do their job. We're going to pay them half? How you going to do this?
That is true.
Yeah.
That's something we didn't talk about. I think at the very end of the last episode, we saw that go-kart, dirt bike sort of thing driving up, and then one of the Carr brothers, is still wandering through the desert, like, shot and bloody and gross. And then we didn't address that at all. Like, we haven't seen Daniel Maloof this episode either, so he's got to come back next episode, I think.
And I'm confused by that too. In my mind, I'm like, you're the Mexican cartel. You know how to kill somebody.
Yeah. But in the video, it did show, I think he was like looking away from the screen trying to be cool, maybe. I don't know. Being like, this is for the congressman. Pow pow. But I mean, you're that close to somebody if you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't shoot point blank, I'm sorry. That's
it wasn't an accident. It definitely was a negotiation. If he let him live, I don't think it was an accident. It was okay, what am I gonna get, or what are you gonna cut me in? I don't know. Because like you said, they're the Mexican cartel. They don't miss. So I think it was definitely on purpose. And I also wanted to see if you guys thought so is Nicole not a suspect anymore? Because the bomb was in her place, or is she still a suspect because nobody was killed?
Veronica planted a listening device. Nicole is still a suspect.
Okay.
Like, there's no reason for her to plant a listening device in the office if she really believes in her innocence. Okay. And also, we found out that she also sold the place before spring break.
Mm-hmm. I think that at the end of this episode, she became a bigger suspect.
Yeah, I just like
because at the beginning, I think that you're right. Like I was with you that Nicole may be taken off the table, or it was too close of a relationship to like see her being suspect. But I think by the end, with all that additional information, I was like, okay, Nicole is not as innocent as she wants you to believe.
But technically, I didn't see anything wrong with what she did, though. I mean, if she sold Comrad Quacks to the Phoenix Land Trust, she wouldn't need to plant bombs. Also, I mean, the theory could be there's no reason for her to plant bombs. She really wouldn't need to.
That's true. Like in her bomb, after like 4 bombings, no one got hurt. So like, but it was at your space. Like that isn't like why.
Although it's about to not be her space anymore. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Maybe it's an insurance fraud thing. Maybe she just didn't want anybody to get hurt. She's trying to throw people off her trail. Like, I don't know.
Well, because she wasn't supposed to. She said she was heading somewhere. Vinny stopped her. So I don't know if that meant she was just heading to her office or heading outside too. So I mean,
well, let's chat about this more at the end when we give our predictions. But before that, we have a special segment for you. And this is where we talk about strong female women working in the law enforcement who are breaking the glass ceiling. So let's get to it. Yes.
I love that.
Me too. Chae?
So today we're talking about Alice Stebbins Wells. She was considered one of the first female police officers in the United States when she was hired by the Los Angeles Police Department in 1910. Like Baldwin, Stebbins Wells spent several years as a social worker before petitioning her city government for the opportunity to become a female officer. The publicity surrounding her hire paved the way for many other cities to hire female police officers. She also played a key role in organizing the International Police Women's Association in 1915.
So she was the first LA female officer.
Yes.
That is incredible. All right. That's
good,
awesome.
Alice. We stand at Alice.
Yes.
I know. That's good. Pave the way, because that is the thing, is someone has to go in and do that first, and then it paves the way and gives more opportunities for other women to go into law enforcement. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right. And I think we have something that we would like to say to you, our other marshmallows out there.
Yes, we do. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this talk. We so enjoy what we do here. We want to thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all of our other channels, and like this video. If you're listening to us on iTunes, thank you so much, and leave us a 5-star rating, because the other stars don't really help us that much.
They don't work.
They do not work, so all 5 stars. We so enjoy what we do here, and we appreciate you in supporting us and doing what we love here at AfterBuzz.
Thank you. Yes, we all say thank you, and we wouldn't be here if you weren't watching. So we love to be here. I think we also want to say a shout out to somebody, because if you guys leave comments, then we will shout them out.
Yes.
So we have a shout out that we'd like to give.
Yes, we do. Hey, Rashad0026. So,
Hey,
Rashad. Hey. Rashad he's like so knowledgeable. He wanted to share that Jason Dorhing had a reoccurring role on Rob Thomas's CW series iZombie the last few years, and that there basically is a lot of Veronica Mars alums that have been on his other shows like iZombie.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
Cliff
of cross.
too.
Yeah, Cliff, Dawn Lewis, who actually love from Different World. Hey, we know her as the lady that runs everything now. And yeah, so she had a recurring role on iZombie season 4. So
yeah, and we love talking about the characters that are in this show too. Seeing not only reoccurring characters coming back, but also what they've been doing in the last several years. Yes, so that's been good. One last thing before we get into predictions, we have a bit of news to share with you.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Hey guys, so we're going to talk about how groundbreaking Veronica Mars was before and how she just anticipated the Me Too movement. Now, rape culture is all over Veronica Mars world right from the start. A fictionalized version of Girls Gone Wild called Girls Gone Bad comes up in season 1. An online purity test is used to shame Veronica and her female high school classmates in another episode. A frat at Hearst College is revealed to have point system for assigning scores to women, awarded to the frat members for hooking up with them, and so on. And this culture might well be personified by Veronica's classmate Dick Casablancas, the privileged Neptune High bully turned frat boy who seems to live party and exploit women. Elsewhere in the series, this section of the forces that lead to Me Too, it also took pains to show that our cultural inclination to disbelieve women is so strong that even Veronica is not immune. In especially a prophetic season 1 episode, Veronica's classmate Carrie Bishop accuses Veronica's favorite teacher, Mr. Rooks, played by Adam Scott, if you did not know, of seducing her and leaving her pregnant. Veronica initially refuses to accept that he could have acted predatorially. We've heard it a million times, and it continues to recur in the news. He'd always been perfectly nice to her. Veronica thinks that Carrie is just a mean girl, so she assumes she must be lying, even though Veronica knows exactly what it's like not to be believed in such a moment. When, Veronica asks her father about it, he says there is evidence to prove it.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you know anything about the episode, it actually didn't happen to Carrie. It happened to her best friend, Susan Knight. And she was doing what she could as a friend to get the information out there and to protect her.
Just to speak up. Just to have either her speak up if your friend can't do it.
Yes. And take all the blame on herself and how everybody blamed her.
Right.
And treated her as if she was a slut for, sleeping with the teacher, not becoming pregnant, and I think it's also interesting, the same thing almost with Assassination Nation, how they also prove that when the guy stuff information was leaked, how he was treated different than a woman was treated if her information was leaked. Yeah. And it's a culture that we live in, and I think we definitely as a culture need to stop doing that, especially to women.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I mean, this show has been groundbreaking, and it talks about hard topics and real topics, and being able to talk about that as a TV show and have the freedom to go to these different places that are not pretty, that are just realistic, is an incredible, empowering thing to do, and a great representation of what people are going through. And seeing that both in high school, when she was going to high school, and then in college, and seeing all the things that actually happen in college, like you talked about in this news article, the point system, and different state rape drugs, and
how the administration sometimes more likely protects itself versus the actual students, and especially the female students.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's giving a voice to people who need the voice, and that's great. So that's why we love the show too. So before we go, let's go ahead and jump into predictions.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV
predictions. Ooh, okay, so as you know, we haven't seen the rest of this series. We're going episode by episode. So for our prediction for the next episode or the rest of the series, who wants to start? Lauren?
Pizza Guy is going to do something foolish.
Lauren is ready. She was like, I know my prediction.
I legit said that last episode 4. I legit say he's going to do something
He's
foolish.
going to do something else. Like, why? Why, Pizza Guy? Like, why do you keep doing this to us? He's going to do something. I feel like we're going to learn a little bit more about Nicole. And, yeah, I'm just interested to see how these, relationship dynamics with these suspects, how that's going to play out on both Keith and Veronica's side. So I'm excited.
I predict that Veronica's going to go to therapy. I really want to see how that scene plays out, because I'm here for it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm there for that type of situation of her going to therapy and sitting on a couch. I don't know why, it just seems very comical, but I can't wait.
I'm trying not to laugh so loud in this mic right now, but yes, go on.
I really hope that Weevil and Veronica somehow get back into the rhythm of moving from enemies to acquaintances to being friends again. Yes. Because I feel like they need each other. They need their friendship at least.
Yeah, that's true.
So I really hope we get to see that.
Okay, and for my prediction, I think that we haven't seen the congressman in this episode, so I think that he's going to come back in the next episode, and I think that because one of the Carr brothers is not dead, I think that that's going to be bad for the congressman. Like, maybe someone's going to come and severely hurt him or, kill him.
Yeah. Or his brother.
Or, the family, something. And last episode, I said something about that ring. maybe that'll come back. I don't know. Those are my predictions. Those are our predictions. We'll see what happens in the next episode. But until then, where can everybody find you, Lauren?
Hey guys, my name is Lauren Mayo. You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Out Loud and on YouTube at Lauren Mayo.
You guys can find me at Twitter, on Twitter and Instagram at Real Chae Jones. Good Trouble season mid finale is happening at 7 p.m. Tune in.
And I'm Kelsey Hightower, and you can find me right back here on the next episode. And until then, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kels Hightower. Until next time, bye guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.